get started, I request you all to turn on your cameras and call out on your friends whoever haven't joined yet. Because today's session is one of the most exciting session in the masterclass, because today we will understand the tech behind ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, and almost every modern AI model. So before we begin, I would like everyone to uh, if to inform your friends, if the Zoom is full, ask your friends to join using YouTube Live. Okay. So today's agenda is very simple. We will first cover some important internship announcements. Then we will move into today's technical topic, and then we can mark our attendance. So this internship is by BharatCares CSR Box Group. So this internship duration is 6 weeks, and you will get to learn a lot of technical concepts, and you will be helped to build a AI automated model. So you are also assigned with multiple modules to be completed, that is the self-learning modules. So the deadline for those deliverables is 30th June 2026, that is tomorrow. So I urge you all, as soon as this session gets over, sit, complete it before you have your dinner or go to bed. Complete it by today itself, so that tomorrow you don't face any issues. So here are some of the important announcements. Please use the same email ID throughout the internship, the one you have used while registering. The offer letters have already been sent to your registered email ID. If anyone haven't received this, the first thing that you would do is look into your spam folders, check on it, look into your promotion folders, check it. Even you can check it on your alternative email IDs. Still, if you can't find it, simply fill out the query form available in the resource document. Now, what is resource document? Let me show it you. So we have shared this document multiple times in the WhatsApp group also. So this is a document where you will find everything A to Z about this internship: the company name, the tenure, mode, who is hosting it, who is the trainer. If you have any queries, you can fill this form. If you have any corrections in the offer letter, suppose you have received your friend's offer letter and your offer letter is missing, you can fill out this form. But before filling out, please check on your spam folder and promotion folder. So here is your link to complete your self-learning modules. If you are not able to complete it, watch this tutorial to sign up, and watch this tutorial to check on your sponsoring organization. So here we have added the timeline of our internship. Here are the tutorials for various things: to register, to access your self-learning platform. If you have completed it, but if you find any difficulties in downloading the certificate, you can access or you can check out on this video. So we have added 9 guidelines video for it. You can look into it and complete your self-learning modules. So here are the recordings of our previous sessions. If you missed out any of the session, feel free to watch it, and we have shared the deck also with you. So we have already shared this resource document multiple times with you. You can refer it, you can, so that you get a better idea of what has to be done. Attendance is mandatory. Even though we are sharing the recordings with you, that doesn't mean every time you watch the recording and don't join the live classes. In the recording, you won't find the attendance link. So attend the live classes and mark your attendance. So again, I repeat, if Zoom is full, please use YouTube link and you can join live there also. Also, make sure you're a part of the official WhatsApp group, because all our daily updates, reminders, and announcements are shared there. please do not keep the group in mute or ignore the messages that we are sharing you, because each message that we are sharing is very important. And even if you fail to complete any one of the tasks that we assign you, this might result in losing your internship certificates also. Okay, now remember, projects can be submitted either individually or as a team. You might have started this internship as a team, but in between, your friends might have dropped out. No issues, still, you can complete it. So, I repeat again, for right now, the most important thing is you all have to complete the self learning module. All the links, the guideline videos are in the resource document. I'll show you where you have to submit it. Till then, just pause for some time. Okay, before moving ahead, I would like to appreciate every one of you who have completed their self learning assignments. Learning AI requires consistency, and you're already taken an important first step. Keep this momentum going, because every week we will build on what we have learned previously. So let's quickly review where we are in the internship. So we have completed orientation session and masterclass one. If any of you missed out, please refer the resource document. You will find the recordings of these classes. And today we are in masterclass number two. And today's topic is transformer architecture plus how LLMs work. So this is very important thing that everyone should understand. Okay, so all most of you have completed the registration, but I reiterate, if you haven't started it, please scan this QR and complete your self-learning modules or self-learning assignments that are being assigned to you. Once completed, you will get your certificate. Actually, you have to download it from your platform. So if you're facing any difficulties in this, I'll show you. Once you have completed, this is how your platform will reflect, that is 100% completed. Once this is done, towards the right hand side of the page, you will find actions tab. Click on it and click on view completion certificate. You will find your certificate over here. Okay, now this is not your final certificate, this is not your internship certificate, this is just part of our internship. Your final certificate would look like this. Okay, your final certificate would look like this. So we all are aiming for this certificate, and you will receive it once you submit your project. Once we evaluate it, your certificates would be issued to you. As I said, there are two major deliverables. First is your IBM SkillsBuild Learning Plan Completion Certificate, that is this one. And the second deliverable will be your final internship project, whose submission details will be shared later. But for now, please make sure that you have this certificate, because tomorrow 6 p.m. is the deadline to submit it. Now, where will you submit this? So we have a dashboard. So this is the UI of our dashboard. So we will be sharing the link of this dashboard with you all. I'll also demonstrate how this dashboard works. You have to enter the email ID from which you have registered. Make sure you enter only the registered email ID. Suppose I add a email ID which I haven't registered with. Okay, and I am selecting my college name. When I click on login, I won't be able to log in, because we have to enter the registered email ID. We have to enter the registered email ID. Even if there is a small error in the dot, you won't be able to access this dashboard. Once you have entered it, click on login. This is the dashboard that you would be able to see, where all your internship details would be mentioned, from your team ID to college pin code, your college name, total number of members in the team, who is the team leader, and what is team leader's email ID. Before this, you will find two tags. For now, do not upload anything over here, because when you finally complete your project, that's when you have to submit your concept note and your final deliverable. We will be explaining about that, what you have to submit in the future. But for now, you don't have to do anything from here. So here you will find team leader's name, email ID, and their completion percentages. You can ignore this completion percentage. You have to upload your certificate over here. Click on certificate upload. You have to click on drag or select file. Here you have to select your certificate and then add it. You can upload your resume over here. Same thing goes to team member 2 also, and team member 3 also. Now, when you try to submit this, some of you might face an issue. I'll show you what. When you click over here, and this is my certificate, okay? So this is the certificate. Here my name is mentioned as Nandini. Okay, this certificate is presented to Nandini, and the topic is also completely different. But here I am uploading it in Saket's place. So that's how you have to upload your certificates. That's how you have to upload your certificate. Click on upload. Here, can you see? I got a message. Certificate is not valid. Both name and internship track do not match. So if you add your someone else's certificate, or if the track doesn't match, so here when you click over here, you will get to see the sample certificate. So whatever is in the sample certificate should be reflected in your certificate also, in terms of topic name. And coming to the learner's name, as I have added a certificate from my name, this doesn't match with Saket, right? This doesn't match with Saket's name. So in this case, this dashboard will not accept your certificate. So each and everything should match with your certificate, from the topic name that is in your dashboard to your name. So okay, now suppose over here KAKADE is there, and because of your email ID, if there is a error in the certificate KAKEDE, because of your email ID or something, there is an error in the certificate that platform has given you. In that case, we have made this dashboard editable for the team leaders. You can click on edit, you can click over here, you can change it as per your certificate and then submit it. Okay, you have to submit your certificate over here. Before submitting, please cross check whether all the details in the certificate and in the dashboard matches or not. Once you have done editing that, click on save changes. Okay guys, don't message me now itself. Now in this dashboard, after making the changes, after editing also, if you face any challenge or if you're not able to upload the certificate, we will share a query form with you. You have to fill in that query form. Our team will check it and it will get back to you. I repeat again, this access is given only to the team leader. Only team leader can edit their team member's name or uh, their email ID. Okay, only team leader can edit their name or email ID. Suppose Sri Lakshmi has dropped from this internship and she is no more interested, and someone else is interested. The team leader can edit it, do the changes over here as well as over here, click on save, and then he can go ahead. Understood? If yes, give me a thumbs up. Okay, thank you. If you face now, despite trying to fill out now, despite trying to fill these, upload your certificates in the dashboard, if you're facing any issues, we will share the dashboard query link with you. This link is also available in your resource document. If you check here, this link is also available in your resource document. Fill this query form. And if you haven't received your offer letter, or if there is any mistake in the offer letter, again we have a separate query form for the offer letter. You can fill that. Understood so far? Okay, so now it's my pleasure to introduce today's speaker. Mr. Amit Tiwari is an AI consultant and trainer with a background in electronics and communication engineering. He has okay. So he has delivered more than 250 AI sessions impacting over 10,000 learners and actively works in computer vision and natural language processing. His teaching style focuses on making complex AI concepts to understand easily. Let's welcome him, give him a virtual round of applause or thumbs up, and over to you, Amit.
All right. So much, Nandini, for the introduction. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Masterclass 2 of IBM SkillsBuild internship program with AICTE. What we're going to do today is we are going to have one more session. It was about to be a theory session on large language models and how ChatGPT generates results. But I'm going to skip theory and going directly into practical, because I think that a lot of theory is being covered in YouTube and other sites as well. So we already are pumped up with first agent that we designed in our last session. What we are going to do is build up from there, go a little bit advanced, not work on the theory. Maybe I will cover the theory part somewhere in between, but let's go and design something. I'm super excited to take today's session for everyone, and I welcome you in session number 2 with IBM Skills Build. So I'll share my slides and all right, let's go. So today we are going to cover complex AI agents. Complex AI agents means that we built a simpler one in our last masterclass. It was a simple reflex agent, which was able to reply to our emails. And we built it with Relay, which was a drag and drop tool. In this session, we are going to learn about one more powerful tool in order to build our AI agents. And I'm going to introduce NA10 in this class. What we are going to learn today is first, what are the types of agentic AI systems? How can we classify agentic AI systems? And then we are going to dive deep into designing AI agents using NA10. I'm going a little segue from the promised topics like the theory session on AI and how it works. But because of the momentum that we gained in the first masterclass, some of you have already designed your first agent. We're going one step ahead in designing and deploying our own AI agents. In this class, I will introduce to NA10, which is node to node, and we will be working on different types of agentic AI systems and designing them using NA10. And then finally, we will be deploying our AI agents on the cloud. What are different types of agentic AI systems? So different types of agentic AI system, as you can see in this picture, are simple reflex agents. model-based reflex agents, goal-based agents, utility-based agents, and learning agents. So simple reflex agents, they get an input and then they give you some output, right? Like ChatGPT, Gemini, they are simple LLMs, simple reflex agents. You ask them something and they return something to you. So you put in a prompt. Suppose you ask it to write an email, it will write an email for you. Model-based reflex agents, as we designed in our last masterclass, is we have these agents which have a model, right? So it is a goal-based agent. It takes in data from the email, it reads the email, understands the email, and replies to the email. A goal-based agent has a particular goal. A utility-based agent has different methods to achieve that goal, and it will choose that method which has the highest utility. Utility meaning that it would be the perfect way to achieve the goal, right? So let's say in robotics, if I talk about the robotic agent, if it has to go from point A to point B, then a utility-based agent will think which is the shortest way or the shortest time path in order to reach from point A to point B. A goal-based agent will only think how can I reach from point A to point B. Okay, a learning AI agent is what it will also learn how many obstacles that I have from point A to point B and how at what time these obstacles are the most and what time the obstacles are the least. So if I teach you how to design an AI agent, we will be talking about all these AI agents, goal-based agents, utility-based agent, learning agents, reflex agents. There are two more type of agentic AI systems. One is a single AI agent system, and the other one is a multi-agent system. So in a single AI agent system, one single agent performs all these tasks like a API or to write, read from docs. So it kinds of like uses one tool and it performs all these tasks. So there is only one agent which is working on all these tasks. In a multi-agent system, there are multiple agents. There is a supervisor agent, and then there are like different teams of agent which work together in order to perform a complex task. Today I'm going to introduce you a complex task which we will be able to achieve with multiple agents in the system, and that's why we are using NA10 in order to design these systems. All right, so the task tools that you need to build your agents, these are only 4 that I have mentioned here, but there are many. There is Gumloop, and then there are many tools in the internet, on the internet, that you can design your AI tools with, AI agents with. I have ordered them on the increasing complexity order. So the simplest one is Relay, and then Zapier becomes a little bit of tough, then Relay to manage. Anything is has a little bit of more learning curve. And then finally, I will introduce you to LangGraphs, which is a Python library to design your own agents. So today we are going to explore NA10 in this class and how can we design a complex agent. So I think it will be a quick segue from what the schedule is, but it will be a joint to what we have learned in our last class, designing a simple reflex agent, transitioning into designing a more complex agent, a multi-agent system where different agents, they combine together in order to create, in order to complete a task. Okay, so what is the task that we are going to complete? But before that, what is NA10? So NA10 is, full form of NA10 is node to node. It's a visual workflow automation platform that helps you connect apps, data, and AI tools to automate repetitive tasks without extensive coding. It combines no code simplicity with developer level flexibility. Why is it more complex than Relay? Is that we can also code on NA10. That means that we can have nodes in which we can write our own code to perform something if it is not there, right? So if we don't find a drag and drop, we can create our own node where we can code. So there are drag and drop options available on NA10. There are coding options available on NA10. That's why it's kind of like a little bit complex. It's little bit complex to understand than Relay, but not that complex as LangGraphs are, because LangGraphs is purely coding based. We will be transitioning into line graphs later on in this internship, but today let's explore NA10. So how NA10 works, this you already know. It takes in a trigger. A trigger is when my agent should be activated. And then there is some process. It processes the trigger. That means that maybe it will take some data from the trigger, or maybe it will take some prior information, and it converts that into an action, right? So trigger, there is a process. Maybe we are opening a Gmail, getting data from an Excel sheet or somewhere, and then we are performing some action over it. All right, so what we are building today, automation to an Excel sheet. We are building a task tracker. I will be introducing you to the task tracker that we are building today and the problem as well. So before we begin our session, I will also give you access to the task tracker. And you will be working on the similar task tracker that I have. But because I have already taught that in some other class, I already have it built. What are we looking at? So we have an Excel sheet, which is a task tracker. A task tracker basically is a tracker that we create. All right. A task tracker is basically, it tracks if we receive some major project, right? So let's say that you are a business owner, or maybe you are a manager in a company, and you have to divide a project into different tasks, right? So let's say that you get a project of designing your own website. How can you make an AI system that can track what task is being going on? How can I divide this bigger task into smaller tasks like milestones? And then how can I divide these milestones into tasks which I assign to different people? So if you see here in the Excel sheet, in the sheet number 2, which is task sheet, all of these big tasks. So the big task is to design a website for a client. It's dividing that big task into smaller milestones, right? So milestone 1 is discovery and requirements. That means that you need to understand what is the requirement of the client. Second is information wireframe. Then you then you design the visual design and branding. Then you do the content creation and SEO. Then you do the front end development. Then you do the back end development. Then you do testing and quality. Then you launch and hand over it to client. And then after the launch, you monitor and iterate, right? So these are different milestones when we design a website. We don't, as soon as we receive a task in a company, we don't start like developing, right? So we start with research, we start with wireframing, we start with visual designing, we start with content creation, then we go into front-end development, back-end development, testing, launch, and post-launch monitoring. So this is kind of like a very managed process. It's not like as a company receives a task, it just calls everyone and says that, hey, we have got a task to design a website, just go and design it. So there are processes to follow. So we are creating this process. So let's say that we have an AI manager for our, which is going to help us creating this task. So what it does is as soon as it receives any big task, it divides that into different chunks, which is called milestones, what we will achieve. And it also gives them a start date and end date. And it also gives it a start status. That means that whether it is started or not, what is the priority of that milestone, who is the owner, okay? Now, second sheet is a task sheet. That means that all of these milestones will be now divided into tasks, okay? Third is notification. If somebody has not completed a task, our agent will automatically send a reminder that this is pending task which you have to complete. If they have completed, it will send a confirmation reminder that, okay, your task is being submitted. This is your new task that you have to do. There is a task tracker which says that what is the end date. If the end date has surpassed, then it will give a reminder. If the end date is near, it will say that, okay, you have 3 days to complete the task and everything. Very important thing in this sheet is team members. So the AI also knows what are the team members in this. I have a sample team here of 8 people in my web designing department. So here are these people. These all are fictitious people. they have no relevance to whosoever. These are like, so employee name can be Arav Sharma, Priya Patel, Rohan Mehta, Neha Verma, Karan Singh, Ananya Gupta, Vikram Desai, Simran Kaur. So let's say that we have 8 people in a team, which is a web designing team. And they hail from like web development department. Rohan Mehta is from design department. Neha Verma is from development. Karan Singh is from development. Ananya is from development. Vikram Desai again from design. Simran Kaur is from content, right? So you can also see their role like project director, project manager, UI UX designer, front-end developer, back developer, full stack developer, graphic designer, and editor, right? So we are understanding the problem right now in the first half of this masterclass today. So the problem is that doing this task tracking or creating these milestones is a slow and easy to mess up process. Like, so managers, they take time in order to design a task into different milestones. And from these milestones, they take out different tasks, and then they go and see which person is eligible to do certain tasks. And then they pick the right person, they check everyone's job one by one, and then they delegate this task, right? And a lot of times what happens is that deadlines, they pass, nobody completes their task, and the manager is not able to manage people saying that, okay, this person has not completed, I am going to send him a reminder, or maybe I am going to ask him to come and meet me. This is kind of like a very slow process. Reminders only go out if someone remembers to send them, right? So if a manager doesn't remember to send out these reminders, nobody sends these reminders that your deadline has been passed. So this is one of the tasks that we are going to take in um, as an activity and as a case study, where we are designing an agent for a manager, which can, this AI can automatically intelligently understand what is the task that is needed to be completed, what is the time frame that the task is being completed, how can I divide this big task into smaller chunks, how can I make smaller tasks for these smaller chunks of milestones, and then how can I assign each task to a right person. Very important. Okay, so this is the problem that we are going to solve in today's class. How can we automate this whole Excel sheet, this task tracker, where we don't have to fill any column in this Excel sheet, and the AI is automatically doing that for us. So let's take one step, and this is a major leap from the project, or from the we designed in session 1 to agent that we are going to design in session 2. So it's a major leap in the tech, as well as it's a major leap in the process of designing these agents. So what we are going to build today, we are going to build today an AI-based task tracker that can divide any project into different milestones and tasks, learn from your teammates' strength and their role, and assign and track the task automatically without your intervention. Every day at 10 a.m., it goes into your sheet, learns which teammate has completed the task or not, which teammate has to complete the task by today, sends them reminder. If a teammate has completed the task, sends in feedback, tracks progress of all the team members, and logs the task that it has done, so that you can also see what the agent is doing for you. So it's a really complex agent that we are going to design today, and we'll be able to design it very simply by the steps that I'm going to show you. All right, so this is the teammate sheet. So AI will get all the context from this sheet, whoever is the team member, what is their role in the company, who is their manager, what is their location. So AI will get context from this, and learning from this, the AI will design a task according to their roles, and divide task in them. This is going to be the workflow. We are designing agents in this. Actually, we are designing 3 agents, but one workflow will have 2 agents, and the other workflow will have 1 agent. Okay, so we will design 2 workflow. The first workflow we will design today, and second workflow we will design in the next class. Okay, so the first workflow looks like this. Let's say that I receive any task. Let's say that somebody called me up, my client called me up and said that he wants to design a website which needs to be a e-commerce website. So what I do is I go to my agent, I type in my requirements. Like I want to design a e-commerce website. My clients want to design an e-commerce website in the next 6 months. These are the things that should be there in the website. Whatever is the initial prompt, initial chat, we are just going to instruct this agent. What it will do is it will go to the Excel sheet in the second step. So first step is the user types in the requirements of that project. Second step is the AI gets the context from Excel sheet. So it goes to your teammates Excel sheet, reads the team list, understands what are the team members, whom do I have to divide this task into. Then comes our first agent, which is planner agent. In planner agent, the planner agent plans the milestones of that task, right? So let's say that I have a bigger task of creating a website. So planner agent will divide that bigger task into smaller tasks um, like wireframing, front-end development, back-end development, and everything. Okay. After planner agent gives an output, we are going to fill the planner sheet. So that output, we are going to put it in the sheet. Automatically, this is happening, right? So planner agent is going to plan all the actions that are required in order to complete that task. And it is going to fill the planner sheet with all of the data. Then there will be second agent, which is the task agent, which is going to go into the planner sheet. It is going to get the big plan, big milestones from the planner sheet. It is going to divide those milestones into different tasks, subtasks in those milestones, and then going to fill the task sheet. And after filling the task sheet, it's going to fill the task tracker, which we will track with our next agent, right? So in our next class, the agent that we will design, it will be our tracker agent. It will start at 10 a.m. every day. It will check who has not completed the task, give the context of teammate from the sheet. So the AI will know whom to message, which email I have to send this email to. The tracker agent writes these email and messages for people, those who have not completed the task. If they have completed the task, it writes a feedback. If they have not completed the task, it will write a warning or a notification message that you have to complete this task by this date or today. And then it will automatically send these emails and messages to all these people. All right, so it's a complex agent that we are going to design, but we are going to design it very in a very structured format so that you learn each and everything that is required to start your journey with designing these complex agents with Anytime. I'm super excited with you, but before we start, I'm going to give you this sheet which you will need to copy in your drive. And I'm going to delete because we will fill all of this with AI. And you will see that so much of data to fill. If a user fills all of this with hand, it takes a lot of time, right? So we're going to automate all of this process, create a task tracker for ourselves. All right, so I will also, okay, prompt is here, cool. All right, so I'm going to share this Excel sheet with you. What you have to do is when I share it on your messages, on the message group here, you need to go to file, you need to make a copy. Why make a copy? Because this sheet I will also fill in this session along with you. So only you can view this. All right, so what you need to do is you need to get this sheet and make a copy of this sheet in your drive. Okay, I'm going to also make a copy and I'm going to name it by my last name. All right, so Tiwari AI Task Tracker. Okay, so this is how you are going to do. You will need to copy this Excel sheet like this. Okay, so I'm going to copy, share the link with you on the chat now. Please go to that link. Right. Okay, some people are saying that my voice is cracking. Maybe I will switch off my video so that it will improve the quality. All right. So somebody has said that they have built this app through vibe coding, which is fine. So if you have used vibe coding, it's it's a great way to build this app as well, but we are going to use N8N in order to build this. Okay, so I'm going to share this link. I have shared the link. Please go to the link in the chat. Make a copy of that in your drive. Okay, so make a copy and you will have this Excel sheet with you, which will track the progress of people, those who are doing the task. All right, in the chat, please only type session related queries. Do not type about offer letter and everything. You had to type it, or you can solve these doubts in the WhatsApp group. That's why the WhatsApp group is there for. That's why the query form is there for, right? So let's use the message and the chat for session related queries and not about like logistics. Okay. Thank you so much. All right, so we will also take, yes, thank you so much, Adit, Maulik, for saying done. All right, so those who have done, those who have copied this up, please say done in the chat box so that I can move ahead. Thank you, Jashan, Chirag, Deepika. Okay, I'm repeating what I said. So you go to file in this task tracker, you go to file, and from there you make a copy. Once you make a copy, please, once you make a copy, close that from your sheet, okay, from your browser, because other people will not be able to use this. So once you make a copy, close that up. Other people will be able to use that because of the heavy traffic on this sheet, right? So there is this sheet might get inaccessible, right? So what do you do is once you copy it, please close it for other people so that other people can log into this sheet and copy it. Okay, so this is saying due to some heavy collaborator use, some tools may become unavailable for larger audience. Publishing can make files more accessible, right? So I think I need to, okay, I think I have the settings right. You just need to close that window for other people to access it. So at a time, I think 80 people are allowed to work on one sheet. Maybe you can just copy it up, make a copy in your drive, let other people access it, and let me know if that works for you. All right, so I see empty sheet. What to do here? Maha, you are late. So you need to go there, go to file, make a copy of that. We are going to create a task tracker for ourselves, which is going to divide a task, complex task, into simple milestones. From the milestones, is going to divide it into task and going to track other people if they have completed task or not. Okay, so a lot of people are saying that they're not able to access the sheet. Why? Because you need to close the tracker once you copy it so that other people can access it. Thank you so much. Those who are those who are saying that they have closed and copied. All right, so 60 more people are there in the sheet right now. Thank you so much. Sheet accessed. Copy it from there. You need to go to file. You need to click on make a copy. Once you make a copy, please close my sheet so that you can work on that copy. Okay. Thank you so much, Risha, for copying and closing. And yes, people are getting this unavailable due to heavy traffic. So it will solve soon. It's kind of like the Google is getting like spam, like hanged because of a lot of audience is there on one sheet. All right, thank you so much. Those who are saying done. Those who are having rate limits, they will be able to access it later on. So I'm going to paste the link here again and again so that you can have the access to the link. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for saying done. All right. Cool. It's an empty sheet. Yes, it's an empty sheet with project plan, task sheet, notification, task tracker. The only thing that will be filled will be team members. All right, so team members will be the only thing that will be filled. Why? Because team member is filled because okay, this I can make white again, no worries. Team members will be filled because this is the context that we need to give to AI. Everything else will be filled with AI. All right, so whatever you saw initially, I deleted that because we have to like fill this with AI. Okay. Cool. So I'm repeating it again. You go to the link that I pasted, go to file, make a copy. Once you make a copy, close this sheet so that other people can access it. All right. Cool. Okay, so once we are here, I think that majority of you are saying done. We'll move on to work. Okay, saying sheet not visible. Maybe you will have to like refresh it up. Okay, so for people those no, it's not an empty sheet. It will become visible after some time because of the heavy traffic. These are not, once you copy it, it will become visible. Okay, so once you copy this will become visible. Why it's not becoming visible? Because a lot of heavy traffic on this. We are 1,000 people working together on one sheet, and that's why um, it's hanging up. I cannot click on make a copy option. Maybe you need to be logged into your drive. Okay, so once you log into your drive, you will be able to click on make a copy. Those who have copied, please close it, close this sheet so that other people can access it. Right? Cool. Okay, so we are up to doing a very, very difficult task, which is creating an agent that can take a task, divide it into milestones, divide these milestones into tasks, track all these tasks for people, those who have not completed. Um, if the sheet is not visible, you need to make a copy. Once you make a copy, you will be able to see. Okay. What I can do is I can download this sheet and share you this sheet. Okay. So this is also one solution. Maybe you can get the sheet from here as well. Okay, for those who are not able to access the sheet, I'm closing the chat for some time, so that my chat stays on top for the people to access the sheet. Okay, they can download the sheet from here, but remember you will have to upload it to Google Sheets. Okay, so you download it from here, you go to your Google Sheets and upload that there. Okay, but one problem with that is you will still have to make a copy of this because you will not be able to use the XLSX file or extension. You will have to use a Google Sheet. So even if you download, you go to your drive, and on your drive, you upload the sheet. Okay. And once you upload the sheet, you make a copy of that sheet. Okay. So once you upload it, you still will have to make a copy because it's a XLSX file. I'm so sorry. It's an Excel file, and you'll have to make it a sheet file in order to work with an it. Because we're working with Google Sheet. If we were working with Excel, that was fine. Okay, so you still make a copy of this and save it in your drive. Okay, so two options. One is you can use my link. Other is you can use the chat, download it from there, go to your Google Drive, paste, upload it there, make a copy, and then be ready. Okay, so now I'm enabling the chat one more time so that everyone can message here. So if you are done, if you have not already messaged, please message with done or yes, and we'll be working with our sheet. Okay, cool. Perfect, perfect. All right. So let's move ahead. So we have the sheet now, we have the tool. About the YouTube audience, they will be able to. Okay, for the YouTube audience, I can do one thing. For the people those who are working from YouTube, I will shorten this URL. Okay, and what I do is I paste this URL here. and I'll shorten this URL for YouTube audience, paste it up. They can take a screenshot from here. Okay, so please take a screenshot and you'll be able to kind of like manually type it and go there. Again, it's a short URL, so you'll be able to type it. So for the YouTube audience, they can take a screenshot, go to the link from here, right? And if someone is managing YouTube from the team, maybe you can also paste the link on YouTube description so that people can access it from there, right? So thank you so much for someone who is reminding. Oh yeah, I can also make a QR code for this, right? So maybe QR and yeah, I'll use the first one. All right, so thank you so much for this suggestion as well. Making a URL, making a QR code so that you can scan and download it there. Sanket, thank you so much. I'm saving it as a JPG. So this is the QR code. If you scan it up, you will access the same sheet. All right, so let's begin. QR code for YouTube users, download link for people those who are not able to access the sheet. Those who are able to access the sheet, they can access it from the link. Okay, next step. I hope that we don't flood N10 today, but let's see. Okay, so we will start building with N8N. We'll go to n8n.io, or we will type in N8N in our browser. So we'll go back to our browser, type in N8N here. It will take us to like if you are working, then first link to N8N. And if you're typing in the whole URL, you can just go to n8n.io. It will make you go to this site, which looks like this. It says AI agents and workflows you can see and control. You'll be able to create more complex workflows here. If you do not have an N8N account, if you have an N8N account and it's expired, make sure that you make it from ID that you have not made it from. All right. So this is the question that I will get, that my N8N is expired. What to do? I don't have credits. I can't work it for free. I will teach you how you can make N8N work free by using it in a Docker or by uploading it to render.com. But not today, not in this class. Okay, so today we are going to use credits from N8N, which it gives for free. Okay, so you can use N8N if it is self-hosted, yeah, of course, and if you have AI credits, right? So with free plan, they also give like AI credits for generation. That's why I'm asking the audience to create a free trial so that we are able to do it. For those who can do it from Docker and they have like own API keys in order to access N8N, any large language model, they are free to do it from their Docker as well. Okay, so if it is self-hosted or if it is like hosted on render, you can also use it from there. But for that, you will need to use a large language model, which you can do it with Olama as well. This free, like how can you host anything for free on Docker as well as on render, I will teach on my last day of this class. All right. So what we are going to do is we are going to click on Get Started here. Those who do not have an N8N account, those who had and their N8N has expired, they will use another email ID. Those who are doing fresh, go to Get Started. When you click on here, you will be seeing this screen. It says Start Automating Today. And here you need to put in company email, which is nothing. You can put in any Gmail as well. So you put in your Gmail here, click on Submit, any email that you have. Put in your email, click on submit. After submitting, it will send you a OTP to your email address. It has sent me on mine and you will receive it there. Put in your OTP, click on submit. You need to put in 4 things: full name, password, account name. Account name, this is one problem that a lot of people will get. So account name should be unique. Otherwise, you will get a error of not able to create an account. So put a account name, which is kind of like your Gmail address, right? So let's say Amit Tiwari 2503 or something like that. Amit Tiwari 2512, whatever, like any number that you need to put in there so that you have a unique account with N8N. so that there are like no two Rahuls which are putting in rahul.app.anytend.cloud, right? So it's a common name and you don't need to do that. So put in a name which is unique in here so that it gets you a ID. Click on start free 14-day trial. It will give you a 14-day trial, and our internship is lasting these 14 days. So you'll be able to use Anytend till the end of our internship. And I'll also teach you how to self-host it on the last day of this internship so that you can work with Anytend for free. Maybe use Olama in order to download some large language model and then work with like whatever you do it for free. But that will be the last class. Today we will be doing on the trial version. So we are going to start a 14-day trial so that not everybody, because downloading Docker and then downloading the image, running it, we also have to set up some environment variables in order to make it run on our local machine, which I will cover on the last class. So click on start 14-day free trial, and here you can put in anything, like you can select anything. You can select only me or maybe 20 to 29, whatever. Do okay, team, select anything, maybe engineering. And you already know how to automate because you know relay. So yes, in here, or maybe no if you don't know. How did you hear about N8N? You can type in event. You can also go to Google, whatever. And here, skip this step. Okay, so you need not invite anyone to your workspace yet if you have not formed a team. If you have formed a team, you can invite them, but the idea is to move ahead with skipping this step. Once you skip this, you will say that it will say that your workspace is ready. Click on start automating, and you will see a screen like this. What do you want to build? We are going to build a workflow, so we are not building from your assistant, build from your assistant. We can also build with like vibe coding kind of thing, vibe building, but we are building a workflow because we already know how to build a workflow from our previous session. So click on build a workflow and you will reach somewhere which shows this. All right, so I'll repeat the steps till everyone reaches here. If you are here, then you will say done. If you are receiving any query in between, please ask me or uh, prompt me in chat. Okay, cool. Some people are asking about account name. All right, so account name should be unique. Unique as in like your name and some variable after that name. So let's say that there are like thousands of Amit in the world. So if I type in amit.app.anytend.cloud, it will not be able to create an account because that's not unique. But Amit1562 maybe not too much in the world, so it will go through, right? Okay, so steps again, go to anytend.io and click on get started. Put in your company email, which is your email. And then after that, click on submit. Check your email. There will be a OTP. Put in your OTP here. Click on submit. After submitting, put your full name, password. Password should be like one capital, one small, number, symbol, etc. You already know how to make a good password. Account name should be unique, and size of your company should be whatever. If you have hosted it locally, yeah, that's fine. If you have hosted it locally, we'll design it there itself. If you have hosted it locally, then I think that you already know a little bit about N8N, which is good for this class. Um, you can choose anything here. You need to just skip this one, invite team members, and your workspace is ready. You need to just click on start automating, and then you will land up on this site which says build from your assistant or build a workflow. We'll click on build a workflow. It will take us here, and from here we will start building our first workflow, right? So remember, our workflow looks like this. For those who are getting an error and not able to create your account, they will have to do only one thing. This, okay, so account name should be unique, otherwise it will give you an error. So unique, like Anisha is getting an error, so you can do like Anisha-Rawat 2512 whatever. Okay, so something like that, your birth date or something. Okay, so Okay. Thank you so much, those who are replying to the queries here from other for other people. Yeah, you guys can also use your gamer tags if you are into gaming. Cool. Cool suggestions there. Give your name and GPA. It will be unique. Fine. Okay. Which of these do you feel comfortable doing? You can select anything from these. There was an error by setting up the account. Why this error? Because of the unique account name, you'll need to give a unique account name. So Marisa, maybe you are just giving it Marisa at the rate NA10. So maybe you can just make it different by adding in your hyphens numbers. Okay, so we need to be here on this page and we'll click on add first step, but I also need to go. This website is safe. It's being used by lots of people all around the world. So yeah, perfect. It's safe. Um, definitely safe. Right. So a lot of people are making industry grade automations using N8N. And N8N is one of the most trusted platforms. Using the name Lord Vader. Cool. Maybe you will invoke some force in here. So let's move ahead. Add the first step. Okay, so the first step is a chat trigger. Why chat trigger? Because our workflow looks like this. Okay, so this is the workflow. So we start with a chat and we ask it to read our sheet to get context of our teammates. We make a planner agent which will take in any task that we mention in the chat and turns that task into milestones. Then we fill the Excel sheet with that milestones. Then we make one more agent, which is the task agent, which will fill the task sheet. And finally, we update the task tracker with this. Okay, so I will also do it live with you so that my N10 practice doesn't get rusty. Already have logged in, so I will go to instance. And okay, which one am I using? Okay, CSR box. All right. Okay, so I will create a new one and it will look like this. This is what you are seeing. Add first step or build with AI. Click on add first step. We are going to add our first step. Once you click on add first step, it will ask you to put in a trigger, right? I already have talked about trigger in the last class, which is uh, so what a trigger is, it's a starting point of automation. It's an event that starts a workflow, right? So our, previous class, our trigger was when we were when we were receiving an email, we want our agent to become active. And once our agent becomes active, it starts writing an email, reading an email, understanding it, writing it, right? So trigger is the starting point of automation. It's an event that starts a workflow automatically. Instead of clicking run, the workflow begins when something happens, right? So there can be several examples of this. One is when a new email is received, you start the workflow. When a new form is submitted, you start processing the data. When a new row is added to Google Sheet, then you generate a task. When a user sends you a message on WhatsApp, AI agent responds. When scheduled time has reached, run the daily report. So you can make any of these triggers: new email received, new form submitted, new row added, user sends message, schedule time reached. There are a lot of other triggers as well. You can trigger from a webhook call. If you are designing it with vibe coding, maybe you can call this agent from a webhook as well by adding that webhook to your code. You can also do it from form submission. When someone submits a form, you can also execute it by another workflow. You can also do it with chat message. You can also do it while running evaluation. There are other ways as well, where you can have an email trigger, error trigger, MCP trigger, NA10, SSE trigger, and all, right? So there are different triggers that we can make this agent start with. But in our case, we already have discussed about the workflow, which was here. Our trigger will be that we will give our project details to this agent using a chat. All right, so we will add a chat trigger. To add a chat trigger, type in chat in here. Okay, so one more time, I'm going to repeating this step for people, those who are new, who have this open. So if you have this open, you need to click on this add first step. On your right hand, you will have to add in chat. Okay, so chat trigger. So we are going to trigger it with a chat that we are going to have with this agent. So let's say that we are saying things to this agent, we are asking it to do things. So we are going to trigger it on a chat, and we are going to trigger it on new chat event. So let's say that we send a new task to this agent. The agent will take that task, divide that task into milestones. From these milestones, it divides into subtasks. It also goes into my team members sheet, get the details from my team members. From there, it will auto assign these tasks to these team members automatically, right? So click on new chat event, and you will see a window like that. All right, so I'm repeating this step one more time, deleting for people those who did not get it. First step is a trigger. Go and type in chat. From chat, you need to trigger it on new chat event and test this trigger. All right, so in N8N, the process looks a little bit different from relay. You need to test each and every step before you move ahead. So you click on test this trigger. On your left hand, you will see a chat window. All right, so on your left hand bottom here, you will see a chat window. Here you need to send in some chat, right? So let's say that um, website, I have a task of designing a new website for my client by December. The website is an e-commerce website that features 500 products. Okay, so you can put in any of the tasks that you want to divide, but I'm also copying and pasting it on the chat so that you can paste the same task that I pasted, so that we all have consistent results. All right, so pausing the chat for some time so that everyone has my chat on top of it. So I have a task of designing a new website for my client by December. The website is an e-commerce website. You can put in any task. This is a sample task. A lot of people, they get confused with what to put on the chat, right? So what we are doing is we are creating an agent that can understand a task from a chat. We will talk to that agent every time we receive a new task. This agent will go into my Excel sheets, divide the task into assignments. These assignments are divided into subtasks, and these subtasks are being tracked by the agent whether or not someone is doing these tasks or not. If they are being done, it is sending a confirmation. If they are not being done, this agent is sending them reminders to do these tasks. All right, so it's kind of like a quite complex agent. So when I send this, so you hit send or hit enter, you will see that your node executed successfully. So this is node 1, which is a trigger node, which gets trigger, which activates when someone sends a message to this agent, right? So once I send a message to this agent using a chat, I sent this message and this trigger activated. All right, so we have done the first step of this, which is adding the trigger to our agent, which I also have mentioned in my PPT. So you will also get access to my PPTs from the team. You will also have the access to the videos. So if you are skipping something, if you're not understanding something, you can go back to my videos and then check it there as well. Okay, so right now, let's keep up the pace. Let's keep up the flow. I'm opening up the chat again so that you can say done if your chat, if your trigger is done. Okay, so you can say trigger done. Thank you so much, Shreya, Ishita, Kushi, Krish, Tanvir, Devika, Atharva, Vinay, Naman, Rashida, Janvi. All right, thank you so much. Sai is saying trigger done. Okay, trigger done. Once you send a message, it will give you a green check mark. It says trigger done, right? Okay, we have done account not created yet. Okay, so if your account is not created yet, this is the time you go to anyten.io, create the account from there. The only thing that will be hindering from you to create an account is the account name. So you need to keep in a unique account name. Okay. All right. So once we have, where can we access recordings? So recordings can be accessed when the team gives you, but for now you also have to remain in the session. So it's not like you get the recordings, you will be going from here, because the attendance is also recorded, right? So, okay. So here we have started with like when chat message received. So first node is done. After making node 1, okay, so second node is to give a context to this AI, right? Before I ask this AI to divide this task for me, I want it to know who are my teammates in this task. Okay, so if who are my teammates in this task? So let's say that here. So my teammates are these people. So I need to give access to this sheet to my AI, right? So I need to go to this sheet, take all of the data from this sheet, give that as a context to the AI, okay? Because the AI can only learn from this sheet. It has not seen that. So if I ask ChatGPT that, okay, whatever I have said here in my chat, if it divides that into subtasks, it doesn't know whom to give that task to, right? So I need to have a access, give a access of all the data that is there in this sheet number 5 team members to this AI in order to have the access, right? So what I will do is the second step of this process. I want to know from the audience and the students here that what should I add in my second process, right? So what should I add in as a node here? So I can add in a lot of things from this as a second node, but after chat, what should I add in order to give context to my Google Sheets? Okay. So Sharon is saying, can you repeat the process? I got lost. Okay. So the steps are, you start with add first step, you type in chat in here, you add a chat node, you trigger it on a new chat event, you test this trigger after putting in a message in here, and it will execute your node. Okay, so a lot of people are giving answer on the chat box and they are saying that audio is not clear. Okay. Um, Okay, so I hope that my audio is clear. I think it's your network because I'm sitting in a pretty good network. So second step will be Excel sheet, read document, data, task sheet, database, AI, Google Sheets. Yes. Okay. So a lot of right answers. AI can be the next step. HTTP request, somebody is saying. But very simple. The second step is to get access to our sheet, right? So what I will do is sheet. All right. So go to sheet and from there go to Google Sheets. Okay. So second step is because I need to give a tool access, right? So this is called tool calling. I will call a tool, which is a Google Sheet, and I will call that tool to access my data from this sheet. Okay. So second step is to add in sheet from this, right? So go to Google Sheets, and from Google Sheet, I have many actions, right? So it is like create spreadsheet, delete spreadsheet, append row, clear sheet, create sheet, delete rows. But get rows is the right answer, right? So Krish is saying get rows. So get rows in sheet. So you add in second node, you click on this sheet, add in sheet, and from the sheet you go to Google Sheets, and from there you get rows in sheet. Okay, now when you click on get rows in sheet, you need to get to the right rows from this sheet, right? So here most of you, those who have not logged in, they will find sign in with Google option here. So once you go and go to sheet and click on get row from sheet, okay, get row from sheet, you will be seeing sign in with Google option. You sign in with Google, choose your account to sign in, click on select all in order to view and manage the sheets. After that, you select document, right? So the document you need to select is what sheet are you working on, right? So here you will need to choose the sheet that you have renamed my sheet to, right? So I have renamed my sheet to Amit Tiwari underscore AI task tracker. So I'm going to work on that sheet. You must have been seeing your sheet that is here. Remember, you only log in to the uh, only log in with that Google ID in which drive, in whose drive you have copied the sheet. Okay, don't log in from other Gmail ID. So log in with sign in with Google, and from there you need to sign in. After that, you select all. After selecting all, you need to choose the sheet, which I'm choosing as Tiwari AI task tracker. Okay. From this document, which is the document here, there are different sheets, right? Sorry. Project plan, task sheet notification, task tracker, team members, progress checker, agent logs, and prompt. You need to select the team members sheet. Okay, so from the tracker, you go and select the team members sheet. Okay, and execute step. So once you execute step, you will see your output like this, a structured table which contains all of the data of all of the members that are there in your team. If you go and click on schema, you will also see the schema. If you go to table, you will see a table. If you click on JSON, you will also see a JSON, right? So what it did was it did a tool call. It went to your Google Sheet in the document that you mentioned, and the sheet name is team members. Once you execute it, it will pick up all of the information that is there and put it here, right? So now I have the information of all the team members that are there in my team in order to give that to AI. Okay, cool. So what we need to do is we need to select the right document, which is what you copied and renamed. Sheet will be your team member sheet. Once you click on execute step, it will show you all of the team members here. So it has gone to your sheet, retrieved this. So this will happen automatically once you design this agent, right? So right now what it will do is whenever you say that, okay, I want to delegate this task, so it will go to your Excel sheet, get your team members list from there. Not able to access sheet. You have the sheet copied, right? So you need to go to the same drive. You need to access it from the same drive. My sheet is not will not be accessible. That's why I asked you to copy it, right? So I asked you to copy it and make a copy in your sheet. You will not be able to access my sheet. Why? Because that's into my drive. You're not logged into my drive. Okay, so you need to copy the sheet in your drive and have access to that. Okay. Okay. So what I will do is I will paste the sheet here. For maybe due to heavy traffic, your sheet was somebody is accessing like blank sheet. So what I'm doing is pausing the chat for some time and going to my downloads folder in order to give you the task sheet. What you need to do is, if you are seeing an empty sheet and not able to access the teammates, you need to upload that on your drive, the task tracker that I have given on your drive, and make a copy of it and then access that sheet. Okay. All right. So those who have done, you can message me privately and not on the group, so that we are still having the access of this sheet to everyone. So thank you so much, Naman, Sahib, Samrat, Anuj, Kartike, all of you, those who have done. All right, so your sheets is accessible here. Hariharan, Aniket, Diviraj, Vijay, Okay, so if you are not able to see the sheet and the data, then what you need to do is you need to go download this sheet, upload it to your Google Drive, make a copy of it, and access it from there. Okay, so I will repeat both of the steps. I have it in my PPT, so I don't need to like redo it. First step is to add in a trigger, which will be your chat trigger. So you click on the first step, you type in chat in here, click on new chat event, test that trigger by sending here. I want to build a website for my business, right? So once you test it, it will be green. After making it green, type in sheet here, Google Sheets. From Google Sheets, click on get rows in sheet. Okay, get rows in sheet. After getting rows in sheet, you will be signing it with Google, sign it with Google. Once you sign in, select all, give all permission, go to the document, select Amit AI Task Tracker. You will have a copy of this in your drive. And after that, you select the sheet team members. As soon as you select team members as a sheet and you execute the step, you will have all of the data of all the team members in here. Okay. Now, once we have that, we will move on to advanced steps. Thank you so much for all those who are saying done. We can move ahead. All right. Okay. Okay, so let's move on. After we have the sheet, now very, very interesting step here. So after you have the sheet, you will not be able to give the data directly to AI. Okay, why? Because sheets only allow to read from one row. Okay, so you got all the rows, but if you pass this data directly to AI, only one row will go. All right, so because the retrieval of information from any database is row by row basis, right? So it needs to like it has all these rows row by row. So only one row, the first row will go if I just pass this data to a AI right now. Okay, so only Arab's information will go to AI if I add in an AI node right here. So what I need to do is, in order to send the data, all of the data from all of these rows, I need to add in one more node which aggregates all of that data. Okay, so which takes in all of that data and compiles it all together, right? So, right, if I send this data right now, the next node, if I add, which is a AI node, I will be only sending the first row. I don't want to do that because I need all of the email addresses of all the employee names and their role and their department for my AI to know which person to delegate this task, right? Okay. All right. So next is an aggregate node. Okay. So aggregate node. So an aggregate node is what it will do is it will combine all of the rows that are there into one structured data. Okay, so if I don't use this aggregate, okay, the next step after adding rows and getting is to add in aggregate. If I don't use this aggregate node here, because it's the sheet will return a list, right? So if you see the data here in JSON, it's returning a list, right? List of data. It's a table. I need to send everything of that data to AI. So if I add a AI here directly, I will only be able to send the first item in the list. So I need to aggregate that step. So whenever we need to add in all the items in the list, to make a single item, we will always add a aggregate node. Okay, so this aggregate node, in the aggregate node, I will select all items into a single list. Okay, all item data into a single list here. Okay, all item data into a single list. I will go to drop down, not individual fields, but all item data into a single list. If I execute this, you will see all of data into a single list: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 7 employees, and all of the employees data, 7 employee data, will come as a list. Okay, cool. So I will repeat this step with my slides. So what you need to do is you need to add in an aggregate node, because this Excel sheet will return you a list, right? So it will be rows. So if I pass this to AI, only first row will go to AI. So I need to aggregate this all to using one node. So if you see aggregate node, you add an aggregate node like this. The icon is also like all lists into one list. So once you add in aggregate node, you will go to the drop down, select all item data into a single list, click on execute step, and you will see that all of your data will be now in a single list. Okay. So once it's done, I am ready to add in my AI after this, right? So here what we have done is we have added chat. Whenever we ask this AI agent to divide a task into different milestones, it will go to my Excel sheet and see what employees I am having. It will get all the employees as a list, but I need to have all of list combined because I need to give that to my AI. So I will add a aggregate node, which I call employees here. You can rename a node by clicking on the top right. So you can say employees, okay, and done. So you will see that employees here. Okay, so you can see aggregate or employees as well. So you add in a chat, you get rows in the sheet, you concatenate all of that data into a single item. After that, you will need a AI, right? So in our workflow, if you remember our workflow from previous slides, okay, so we get context from Excel sheet, which we have got, we have aggregated it, and now we will create our first agent, which will be a planner agent. Okay, so to create an AI agent, it's very simple. Here you need to type in AI agent, and you will see a AI agent option here. Okay, I am going to access chat for some time for people, those who are having problems. Okay, so you have to make a copy of that sheet in the drive in order to have the parameters. Okay, so those who are facing a problem, they will need to download the sheet, copy it in their drive. In the sheet, data is showing, but in Excel and it and not. Why? Because you still are working with XLX format. Okay, so those who are working in XLX format, they can do one thing, is they can copy the link of the sheet and paste it here. Okay, so those who are working in sheet, they will be able to access it from a list. Those who are not able to access it from a list, they need to copy the URL of the sheet and paste it here. They will be able to access it. All right. So those who are not seeing their sheet in the list, they will need to access it from the URL. Okay, so from the URL, you will be able to access it. Okay. If I execute this step, then you will be able to see all of this. Then you need to aggregate it. For aggregating, you go into aggregate and execute step. In aggregate, you need to select not individual fields, but all item data. Execute step, you will see all of the rows aggregated into one. Okay, now you add on an AI agent. To add on an AI agent, you need to type in AI agent. Okay, very easy. AI agent, and you will see your AI agent triggered here. Okay, now this AI agent doesn't need to be triggered on chat, right? So although we will give a context of the chat to this AI agent, but it doesn't need to be connected to chat trigger node. What we need to do is we need to define our prompt below. Okay, so it shows that connected chat trigger node. So if I was making a reflex agent like I made last time, I would have still like connected it to chat trigger node. But because we are not making a reflex agent, we need to add in define below. Okay, so define below means we are defining our prompt here. All right, now we will start prompting, and I will show you the structure of my prompt, which is very big. Okay, so you can edit your prompt message as well. So this is what my prompt is, and I will explain each part of my prompt and why it was necessary. So you click on define below, and if you zoom out a little bit, like I'm zooming out, you will see a small icon here which can expand your prompt bar. Okay, so you click on expand this prompt bar. Okay, so you can type in a larger prompt here. Now, the prompt that I'm using looks like this. So I am asking this agent to behave like a project planning agent. Sorry, I need to. So this is every prompt that we write on AI. If you don't know this, has to follow certain structure, right? This is called prompt engineering. You are a project planning agent. This is my persona. Okay, I'm asking the AI to be a project planning agent. Your job is to break a project request into clear ordered set of milestones and return them and structure data that maps exactly to a task tracking spreadsheet. I'm giving this a goal. All right. So give a persona, give a goal. This is maintaining context. So I am saying that you will receive a project request. Okay. You will receive a project request on chat. Current timestamp, I am telling it about the current time. Why? Because AI doesn't have access to real time. So I'm giving it a timestamp right now because AI only works on when it was trained. So if you don't give a timestamp of when you should start the task, AI will take in default date from the day when it was trained. Okay. Okay. So I will solve queries a little bit late because of the time constraint. So you need to put in current time step. You need to put in available employees. This available employees, what I am doing is I am stringify. I'm using a function called stringify. Okay, this is the only coding that we will do. Stringify function, what it does is it takes in all of the data from my previous step, which was an aggregate step, and makes it a string. That means that it makes it as a paragraph. It writes it as English, right? So it was a structured data, but what I'm doing is I am adding all of that data together. So each employee has an employee ID, employee name, email, role, department, manager, location. So I'm giving context to AI. So I gave persona, I gave a goal, I'm giving context. I'm defining the task. Okay, what AI has to do is it has to decompose project into 4 to 10 logical milestones. Each milestone is meaningful phase deliverable, not a tiny subtask. Okay, order them so dependencies make sense. I'll assign a realistic timeline, very important. Do not make timeline. Build a sensible schedule starting from today, unless the request specifies a start date, right? Assign exactly one owner per milestone. So one owner only for per milestone, because there are different employees. You can't assign multiple milestones to multiple owners. Okay. Project ID, use project ID for every row, use project name for every row, milestones, short title, description, owner, start date, end date, status, priority, progress percentage, created at. So these are the field rules. This is what it has to generate. Where is it coming from? It's coming from my Excel sheet. So all the column names from my Excel sheet, it has to fill that, right? So that's why I said that, okay, this is what you need to generate. You need to generate project ID, project name, milestones, description, owner, start, status, priority, progress percentage, created at, updated at, right? Constraints are, do not assign an owner who is not in available employees. So if it is not a available employee, do not assign, do not add commentary, explanation, markdown, every milestone must contain all fields with no nulls, right? So these are constraints. So this is prompt engineering in general, where you give a persona, you define a goal, you define context, you give a task, you define the rules and set the constraints. Okay. I have this big prompt in my sheet. So if you go to my prompt section in the sheet, the last sheet that I have in this document, you will see that you will see my, okay, not here. Wait. Maybe I pasted the wrong prompt. It's a task generation prompt. Okay, I think it's fine. You will also have it in your sheet. Um, No, this is for task generation. So I will put in the prompt in the chat so that all of you can copy it from there. I am holding chat for some time so that you can copy the prompt from the chat. People, those who are on YouTube, they can go to the sheet from the QR code initially, and I'm also pasting it up here, right? So for both YouTube as well as um, the chat. So in the chat, I will have to like be little careful because I have to paste it. I cannot paste it like all once, but here I can. So you can either get from the first column in my prompt, or you can get it from chat, which I am pasting right now in three um, different chats because I can only send like 1000 characters at a time. So first part of it and second part of it, the task part and the field rules part and the constraints part. All right. What you need to do is you need to copy all the four prompt parts that I gave you so that you don't have to write your own complex prompt, right? So I already have written it for you. So the four parts of the prompt, which I already have pasted in the chat, you just go there. And what you need to do is you need to copy that up and you can write this prompt using AI as well. Like you can ask AI to write a very, very good prompt for your agent. You can tell that, okay, you are designing this sheet, you have to fill all of this, give a structured prompt that fills for anything, right? So here what I'm doing is I'm pasting it up. So once I paste this up, if you click on this, you will see that your prompt has turned into a structured prompt, right? So here it says that you receive a project request from chat. Your current timestamp is this. Available employees, you will get all the data of all the employees here on the right panel. And each employee is an employee ID. Your task is to decompose the project into this field rules and everything. All right. I'm opening the chat for now so that you all can say yes or done if you are done with this step so that I can move ahead, right? We only have 20 minutes. We have to finish the first part of at least the planner agent in this class. Then we will take the task agent in the next class and finally the second agent also. Okay, so if you have pasted it up and if your data looks like this, then please say done. Thank you so much. One thing that we need to do is you don't need to execute it. Okay. You also need to put in your chat input here. Okay. So that's why I did not do it like purposely. You need to put in chat input. We gave the input of date here. We gave the input of all the employees here, but we did not put in chat, right? So for putting in chat, what we need to do is we need to drag in from the left. Okay. So drag in from the left the chat input from when chat message received. So from first node, I will drag in this chat input here. Okay, because I also need to access this chat input from first node, right? Repeating this step one more time so that all of you can follow. The AI also needs to know what is the chat input, right? What did I send as a chat? What is the what needs to be planned? So you go on your left panel, and from here you go to the first node, which is when chat message received. You drag it from here, chat input, and then done. Okay. So if you execute this step, you will get a warning just like I am getting. A chat model needs to be connected and enabled. So this warning you are getting because you have not added any AI model to work on this prompt, right? You were just doing prompt engineering till now. So you added in the when chat message received, you added in the current timestamp, you added in the available employees, whoever the employees are. And after that, what you need to do is this step I will tell one more time. So I'm deleting this up. You need to drag in your chat input from your first step to here. Okay. Okay. From aggregate step, I need to repeat. Okay. Cool. All right. So I'm repeating it again. I'm deleting this up. From after aggregate, you need to add in a AI agent, right? So now I will add in an AI agent, which will do this complex task for me, which will take in my chat, which will take in my Excel sheet, read that for all the employees, and it will make this plan for me. Okay. So here I need to define a prompt below, right? So this for this AI, I need to define this prompt below, and I paste in my prompt, which you have received it on the on the chat. Okay. So I'm holding the chat for some more time so that all of you can receive it in the chat. Um, okay. So sending all of the chat again. So first part of this, second part of this, third part of this, and finally the fourth part. All right. So one thing that you need to do in this prompt is you need to give your chat context, right? So you did not tell what your chat had, right? So you told that a project request from chat describing what needs to be planned, but where is that chat? So you go to the left panel where that chat message is there. You drag in this chat input over here to give the content, right? So you also see that I have a task of designing a new website for my client. The website is an e-commerce website that features 500 products. Okay. Now there's a problem in this. So what we do is we close this AI agent. You will see that your AI agent is here and it will show red. Why red? Because there is a problem. We did not associate chat model with it. Okay. So for any AI agent, you need to also add a chat model. Okay, so a chat model is what will generate response for this AI agent. Okay, so we are using OpenAI chat model, OpenAI chat model. So we'll use ChatGPT to generate the response for this AI agent. I told you, right, that in any AI agent is just a large language model replacing any step in this workflow where a human brain is required. So here we require a human brain because we are creating an AI agent. So we will choose OpenAI chat model, and from there you will see that you can get free credits. If you are a new account, you can claim credits. Okay, if you are an old account, you will need to use your own API, which I will explain in next class, next to next class. But you can claim credits. Click on claim credits and you will get 100 free OpenAI API credits. Okay. So you will get these credits in order to work with your agent. Okay. So these credits you can claim. once you claim these credits, you will get free credits to work with. So you will see this window where you will get 100 free OpenAI credits, claim credits, and save it, and you will now have a chat with associated, right? So in order to associate a chat agent, you will need to click in which model you want to use. I am using this GPT-5 mini model. So I'll use the GPT-5 mini model because that will be able to do that task for me. And I close this. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm adding an AI agent, and I repeat this step. You add a chat model, type in OpenAI, you add in OpenAI chat model. From there, you add a GPT-5 mini model. You claim your credits, you add a GPT-5 mini model. And what you need to now do is, if you execute this step, you will see some response, some answer, right? So all of your task that you want to put in this sheet, what AI will do is it will divide that request that you had of creating a website into different milestones. All right. So once it divides, it will give you an answer that looks like this. Once you execute this, you'll get the output, and your output will look something like garbage. Okay, it looks garbage. So this garbage I cannot put on my Excel sheet. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to train this AI to give me a structured output. This is what a agent works on, right? So it needs to give a structured output. In Relay, we defined a structured output by saying that if you want to write an email, give me subject and give me the body, right? Okay, you can't copy the prompt from the chat. Really, you can't copy the prompt from the chat? I think you can. Okay, is it? Okay. We can. A lot of people are saying that we can copy. We can though. I could, but yeah, a lot of people are not able to. Okay, you have the sheet link as well. You can also take the screenshot. Okay, not on mobile. Oh, you if you are doing it on mobile, then that's okay. Hmm. So you can go to the sheet and copy it from there. That's the only thing that I can do. Or you can take a screenshot, ask the AI to copy. Yeah, there are many hacks to do this. But yeah, I have added it to the sheet. Maybe you can go to the sheet and then access it from there. Okay, cool. All right, now I have to also add in. Okay, so you will get a garbage in here, right? So you can't work with this garbage. You need a structured output. Okay. Those who are typing it manually, I don't think it's a good idea to type manually. Okay. So you can give sheet, maybe watch how it's done for now. Afterwards, try it out. Thank you so much. Yes, cool. So this is the garbage output you will get. And what you need to do is I need to add in an output parser. Okay, what is the output parser that converts a garbage output into a structured output? Because I cannot work with something like this from ChatGPT, right? So ChatGPT will give me output which looks like this. Okay, although it is like my output is like a little structured, but still it's ready to be to an Excel. Okay, what I will do is this is how. So what I will do is I will add a specific output format. Okay, add a specific output format. This specific output format, I will connect the output parser. Okay, a output parser is a rule check that the AI always have to generate output in this example. Okay. So a output parser basically gives the AI a check on what is the output of what you have generated. So if it has generated something garbage, then it will make the AI not pass that. It will ask the AI to again generate it, right? So my output should look uh, output parser. Yeah. So my output parser, where is my output parser data? Okay. So my output parser will have an example of how my output should look like. Okay. So what I will do is I will go to my AI agent, click on this require specific output format because we require a specific output. We connect the output parser, click on structured output parser. I have it in my another N8N agent. So I will copy it from there for you. All right. One. Okay, so output parser, I have it, I guess, here. Hmm. So my output parser is this, right? So how do I want my output to be? I'm pasting it here. I can work with just one as well, but I'm pasting two here. But in the chat, I will paste one. Or maybe I'll paste both. So what it does is, I'll show you by expanding it. So it is kind of like giving example that this is how I want my output to be, right? So project ID is, let's say, KIS 001. Project name is, let's say, Kisaniyat. Milestones is like market research and farmer need analysis. Description should be like this. Owner should be like Yash Patel, someone from start date, end date, status, priority, progress percent, created it, updated it, right? So I need all of this in my output. So I'm giving example that this is how my output should look like. Okay. So I will tell AI that this is how my output should look like. I'm pasting it in the chat again. If you want to access it from the chat, you can access it from the chat. Otherwise, you can access it from the sheet from below the first one. Okay, below the first prompt, you can access it from the same sheet. I'm going to copy and paste it here again so that you can copy it from the sheet. If you're not able to copy from the sheet, I am also going to paste it here for people those who are using uh, not using their phone from the chat itself. Okay, so you can copy it from the chat and you can give that as a structured output. And once I add that structured output, if I execute my step again, okay, if I execute my step again, now what AI will give me is in a very, very proper row format, just like is there in my Excel sheet. Because now I have told AI that you need to give this in that format only. You have to fill that Excel sheet. So I need it in that format. So you will need to give me in that format, right? So it's executing. All right, so I got it in a structured format like this. Now what I need to do is, in order to fill my sheet, I have got it like all at once, right? So it's a list of all the tasks. So my task has been divided into 9 different milestones here. So what it will do, I will do is I will now add these milestones to my Excel sheet. So I added an aggregate here to make a list convert into one single item. Now I have one single big item. I want to make a list out of it because I need to fill Excel sheet, right? So what I will do is I will add a split here. Okay, so I will add a split out. I will drag these milestones, this data I need to split, right? So I need to split all of these milestones from a single list to from a single item to a list, right? So I need to execute this step, and I will see that a list of all of my data is being created, just like an Excel sheet, right? So I will repeat this step in an AI agent. When you execute it, you will get it in a single list format, right? So you need to split this in order to fill Excel sheet. Why? Because in Excel sheet, you will fill it in rows format. So from a single list, you will split that into a row. So I use a split out node here, and you drag the milestone, execute the step, and it will be split into different rows. All right, so I'm doing it a little fast now because of the only 4 minutes left here. You split it out. The final step is to add in one more sheet. Okay, Google Sheet, where you will append the row in sheet. All right, so the task is now what you need to do is in our workflow, which is here. Okay, so you made the agent and you fill the planner sheet, right? So fill the planner sheet. What you do need to do is you need to add in a sheet node, and in the sheet node you append row in sheet. Okay, once you append the row in sheet, where will you append? You will append in the same sheet. So I'm adding the same sheet. What sheet from the document? Project plan, right? The first sheet from the document, which is project plan. So if I select this sheet. So I'm repeating this step one more time. You split out all the data, you go and select the sheet. In Google Sheet, you append row in sheet. That means that you are adding a row. In a document, you choose your same document. In the sheet, you choose the first sheet, which is project plan. And you need to drag in data from the last node, right? So last node was split out. You drag in project ID to be filled in project ID, project name to be filled in project name, milestones to be filled in milestones, description to be filled in description, owner to be filled in owner, start date to be filled in start date, end date to be filled in end date, status to be filled in status, priority to be filled in priority, progress percentage to be filled in progress percentage, created at to be filled in created at, and updated at to be filled in updated at. And once you execute, you will see that your sheet will automatically get all of this data, right? So all of this data, I had an empty sheet, and all of this data I have got on my sheet now for my new project, right? So this sheet has automatically filled with the help of my AI agent, right? So if I pass this message to this AI agent that this is my new project, then automatically it will populate my sheet project plan by all of these milestones. All right, so we will just make planner agent only today. I am renaming this, and we will stop here. Okay, and I will repeat all the steps for everyone who is stuck somewhere. Okay, so for the next 5 minutes, be with me. I will make this agent in 5 minutes, a uh, rapid fire creating this agent. So everything repeated from the scratch, just for the people those who missed anything. Okay, so all in one go. Maybe for if you want to watch the video, maybe you just need to watch this 5 minutes in order to create your N8N agent. If you get stuck, then watch the whole video. Otherwise, you can just create it in these 5 minutes. Okay. All right. So rapid fire 5 minutes explaining everything that we did today. So we added in first step, we added in a chat node. Why? Because we wanted to trigger this on chat. You click on new chat, and what you need to do is you need to trigger this up. I am triggering this up on the same chat that I gave it earlier. So I have a task for designing a website. It gets triggered. Right. So once you trigger it on chat, what you need to do is you need to add a sheet. Why sheet? Because we need to add in context of the employees so that the AI knows which employee to delegate which task to. So you get rows in sheet. Which sheet you need to get row from? You need to log into your Google ID. You need to add in the sheet that you want to get it from, select the sheet, which is team members, execute the step, and you will see that all of your team member output will be here, right? So now we have the team member output, but it is in a list format. It is like it is like in rows. Now what you need to do is you need to aggregate these rows, right? So you need to add in aggregate, you need to combine all of these rows. So I'm selecting all item data, all of these rows into one single list. So this is one single list which I have got. After getting this one single list, what you need to do is you need to add in plus, and from here you need to add an AI agent, right? So AI agent, an AI agent which you will define. Now you cannot connect it to chat trigger node because you need to define the AI agent. So you define it for defining this, I need to use prompting. So what I do is I'm copying pasting the prompt that I had. I am saying that you are a project planner, get uh, get this inputs. So you will receive a chat request. What I need to do is in my left I need to go to my chat message, put in the chat input from here. Timestamp is now, available employees you already have given. Stringify is making all of this data into one large string. All right, so you cannot execute this because you have not added a chat. So you need to add a chat model. You click on chat model, you search for OpenAI chat model. From there, you will get claim credits. You will get 100 free credits. You can choose any model from here. I'm choosing 4.1 mini because I think that my limit must be expanded. All right, so now here you go to AI agent. You also need to specify your required output format. Why? Because AI will now give you garbage. So you need to give AI context of how you need your data. So what you need to do is you need to click on the structured output. Here you need to give an example of how your data should look like. It will have all the elements, all the columns from this sheet, right? So once I define this, I execute this, AI will give me a structured output. So it will take in my request of whatever task that I have given it to it. It will go and check my team members, what they can do, and it will give me data that I can fill in this planner sheet, right? So if you go to my planner sheet, you will see that AI has designated tasks for different employees. So it is given discovery and requirement task to Arav Sharma. Why Arav Sharma? Because Arav Sharma is my project director, right? So it knows that Arav Sharma is my project director. That's why it is giving that task to Arav Sharma. Simran Kaur is my content writer. That's why content and production task is being given to Simran Kaur. Neha Verma is front end developer. That's why front end development task is given to Neha Verma. If you check my team members list, Neha Verma is a front end developer, right? So now AI is smart. It knows about my team. It knows about my team members, and it is giving those team members those role only which are suited for them and not any other role, right? So if you do this, you will get output like this. And after that, you will add in split out. Why? Because you got all of the output together. So you add in a split out, you drag in your milestones from here to here, you execute that step, and you will get a very structured output, right? So what you need to do now is you need to add in sheet, and in the sheet now you will append the row. You will not get the row, but you will append the row, right? So you will append the row. Which rows you will append? You will select a document. The document is a task tracker. You will go to the project plan, and you will need to map column manually, right? So project ID will be mapped with project ID, project name will be mapped with project name, milestones will be mapped with milestones, description will be mapped with description, owner will be mapped with owner. I am dragging and dropping. Start date will be mapped with start date, end date will be mapped with end date, status will be mapped with status, uh, priority will be mapped with priority, progress percentage will be mapped with percentage, created ad will be mapped with created ad, and updated ad will be mapped with updated ad. And if I execute this, I go to my sheet and it will automatically fill this up. Right? I think this sheet. See, so my sheet, which was empty, is now filled with all the information. So what I'm doing is I'm deleting so that you can find the reference. All right, so whole workflow automation. So what AI is doing is it is smartly assigning my task, dividing my task into milestones, assigning it to the people, those who should own it. Now, tomorrow in the next class, what we will do is we will now divide these milestones into subtasks to fill this Excel sheet automatically for us. And after that, we will design one more agent which checks this task sheet, checks if somebody has not completed some task. If the person has not completed, it will send automatic email to that person. If that person has not completed, if the person has completed, it will send a confirmation email. If it has not completed, it will send a email to track, right? So we will be making this more complex in the classes to come. And in the third master class, we will have lang graphs as introduction to how can we create these N8N type agent builders for ourselves with Python. All right. So stepping up each and every class that we are moving on. All right, thank you so much. I disabled the chat so that I could do it fast. Before I enable the chat and take your queries, I would request Nandini to have some announcements, and after that I can take your queries and solve your doubts. Even if your doubts are not solved, you can watch the whole video again. It's live on YouTube as well, and also Nandini will send you the message. Like the CSR Box team will send you the recording in the group so that you can also watch it from there. One more thing before I go is to show you the QR code so that the YouTube audience can get access to the sheet. Also, if you are working on your mobile phones, maybe you can save this QR code so that you can have access to the same spreadsheet that I have used in this class. All right, over to you, Nandini, for the instructions, and then I will open the chat box and reply to the queries of students.
Thank you, Amit, for hosting such an interactive session. I request you all to mark your attendance without fail. We will be closely monitoring all your attendance. Scan the QR code shown on the screen or use the attendance form link that's been dropped in the chat box. Only students who attend all the master classes are eligible for certification, so don't miss out marking the attendance. Last 1 minute to mark the attendance. Okay, so tomorrow is the last day to submit your first deliverable, that is the certificate that you downloaded from the platform, the self-learning module, or you can address it at learning plan completion certificate. We will be closing the dashboard at 6 p.m. So without fail, upload your certificates. Thank you everyone for joining this session. I hope you had great time. Our next masterclass is building AI agents with code, where you will learn more and more. Until then, keep learning, complete your assignments, and stay active in the WhatsApp group. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening and see you all in the next session.
All right. Just to note, Masterclass 3 will be um, follow up of this masterclass. So like we'll be designing the task planner in that masterclass. And then masterclass 4 will be building AI agents with code. There is a slight change in the agenda. I'm really sorry because I needed to like go in a practical way rather than having it in theory. So third masterclass will be continuation of this class where we'll be building our AI agents and then we will be going into coding. All right, so now I'm opening the chat for everyone so that you can ask your queries there and I will be solving your doubts. It's Is it a task generation agent prompt or task reminder agent prompt? The one that we designed right now is a planner agent, right? So it is dividing the task into different milestones, right? Those who cannot add structured output parser, I will show the process one more time. I will share my screen, maybe. Structured output parser, adding that is very easy. Go to AI agent, click on the AI agent, click on this requires specific output format, and click on this connect an output parser option here, right? So you can see it here, it's in orange. So connect an output parser, and from there you connect output parser. So you can also add output parser like from outside, but you can connect it like that also. So if you connect an output parser, I will just delete it up and add connect new. So you will require to select our output parser from here. So I'll add a structured output parser, the third option in this list, structured output parser. And here I will paste in my example, okay? Like my example here. And if I now parse my output, it will be able to like parse it. So it will generate and parse it properly. Okay. I dragged something in the AI prompt. How to do that? Okay, I dragged something in the AI prompt, which I dragged this thing, no, the chat, because I am not able to I have not given context of chat, right? So you go on the AI input here, and you scroll down where your chat is. Okay, so your chat messages and the chat input you will click and drag. Okay, drag it to the place. Okay, so it's easy. So sir, can we assume that we need to learn using so many tools to be a developer? If you want to design a AI, like if you want to become an agentic AI developer, then you need to learn like it begins with drag and drop. Okay, so like relay, n8n, and all these. Once you understand this, then you can start building relay itself or start building n8n by yourself, right? So which is like the next level of this, which is langgraphs, where we use Python libraries to build something like n8n for ourselves, where you can like drag and drop and make agents. So yeah, we need to learn using these kind of tools first, which is like initial way, and then you move on to langgraphs, learn about like how these Python libraries and everything. Mm. I saved the Excel sheet in Drive. Still, it was not visible in N8, and you need to make a copy of it, Ishita. Okay, so save the Excel sheet in Drive, make a copy of it. If you are not able to like pull it into your N8N, you can pull it still from the link. Okay, it will not be available in the list, but by URL you can pull it up. So you copy the URL, paste it up here, and you will be able to pull that up. Okay. So definitely from the URL, we'll be able to pull it up if it is not showing in the list. So what happens is that the format XLSX is a tricky format. So if you have a sheet document, you will be able to like pull it from here, a list. Otherwise, you will have to put the URL there. Okay. Hmm. Sir, any suggestion regarding to skill up these all and Langgraph, etc. is 5 masterclasses or less. So I think Langgraph is a free course in their website, on their website. Like Langgraph is a free course, which I also did. So you can go to LangChain. From there, you can go to Langgraph and here, like, where is Langgraph? Yeah, you can go to learn And from there you can go to LangChain Academy and then learn the whole LangGraph there. So I kind of like learned from there only. Like you can do a quick start, foundation of LangGraphs, do a project in LangGraph. There are some featured courses, Langsmith, where you can also control the flow as well as lot of things like planning and all. So you can also create like deep agents. There are like different projects, and everything is free in there. But the only thing is that how can you stay motivated to learn that? So yeah, there are many resources on LangGraph, and it and huge resources on YouTube. Okay. Is LangGraph an AI tool? It's not an AI tool. It's a library of Python through which you can create AI agents, right? So you import LangGraphs in a Python code. From there, you create an agent just like we created in drag and drop, but you do it with code. So you kind of like create nodes, and then you pass on state in all of these nodes, and all of these nodes share this common memory called state, and you can do pretty much whatever we did using drag and drop, but in code. The good thing with LangGraph is that um, good thing with LangGraph is that there is a security associated. So let's say that I am a company, I don't want any of my data to go out, not even to ChatGPT. So I can create some agent for my own company, which I host it on my own servers, and yeah, do things there. Why they make everything open source? Because there are good people around, and I think LangGraph was designed in MIT labs. All right. So any queries, any thoughts? Watch if you get stuck somewhere, watch the whole tutorial again. Thank you so much for joining in till now. I'm really grateful for all the people those who were interacting on the chat. Some people were helping other people. I appreciate that as well. This is what we should do. We should learn and we should share it with other people. So thank you so much. Have a nice day. I will see you in your next class where we will pick it up from here, design more agents. Please, when you design an agent, you want to showcase it to anyone, go to the LinkedIn, share it up, tag CSR box, tag me. If you have a query, just reach out to me on LinkedIn as well. Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Thank you, Amit, for pushing the session beyond the limits and being extremely interactive. So, guys, I hope you all have marked the attendance. If not, I'm again sharing the attendance link with you. You can mark it and let's meet in Masterclass 3, that is on 3rd July. Till then, keep learning, keep building, keep innovating. Meet you all on Friday.